Can you register a trademark for a clothing pattern? The answer is yes, and I'm going to spend some time today looking at a famous brand and their pattern trademark. I'm Angela Langlotz, trademark and copyright attorney. I go live here on weekdays to talk trademarks and copyrights. I'm happy to answer your trademark and copyright law questions. If you drop them into the comments below this video, I'll answer them on a future live and tag you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get all of my newest material. So I have looked in the past about unusual trademarks, things like color, sound, etc. And today I want to cover a case study about a clothing pattern. More specifically, it's really a pattern for leather goods that was registered as a trademark earlier in this century by a famous Italian clothing and accessories maker, Bottega Veneta. Now, Bottega Veneta makes very expensive, very luxurious clothing and shoes and handbags. And so I wanted to show you how this luxury brand was able to register a trademark that might seem a little bit unusual, but when you think about it, it totally makes sense. Now let's think about the necessities for a trademark. So a trademark has to be non-functional, because if it's functional, then we want to protect the function aspect via a patent. It also must be distinctive. Remember that the purpose of trademarks is to distinguish your goods and services from other people's goods and services. So whatever the pattern is, it has to be distinctive for your goods. So let's look at those things. Now I want to show you I'm going to shrink myself into the corner here and show you the Bottega Veneta trademark. Here it is. They applied for this back in 2007, and it covers, you can see what it is right here. It's this woven pattern, and it covers wallets, duffel bags, clutch bags, totes. You get the picture. So bags made in part or in whole of leather. And here's how they described the mark. The mark consists of a configuration of slim, uniformly sized strips of leather ranging from 8 to 12 millimeters in width. They have to go metric, right? Because they're Italian. Interlaced to form a repeating plain or basket weave pattern placed at a 45-degree angle over all or substantially all of the goods. So that's kind of interesting. Let's look at what the goods are. Now, here's an example of one of their shoes. And you can see here that the shoes are substantially made of this woven pattern. And it's not just the strap that goes over the vamp of the foot. It is actually the footbed is also made of that woven pattern. Here also we have a clutch bag made of the same material. Now remember, what's covered is substantially all, the material is substantially all of the object, the bag, the shoe. And so if you look at the way this is manufactured, they have basically taken leather strips and turned them into a sort of fabric that the garment or shoe or bag is made out of, and that is what is covered. So if they are doing that, then they are using their trademark. Now, the trademark doesn't prevent other people from using the woven portion as some sort of accent. Their trademark rights are limited to the substantial portion of the mark. And we can see that because it says over all or substantially all of the goods. So what is forbidden, what you can't do because their trademark covers it, is create a piece of clothing or a bag or a shoe that has the interlaced portion over all of or substantially all of the item. So I wanted to take a minute to talk about that because we've talked about trademarks for fashion items before. And this is a good example of how you can take a pattern and register it as a trademark and prove that it has acquired what we like to call secondary meaning in the marketplace. So this mark, I will note, was initially refused by the trademark examiner for a couple of reasons. One, that it was functional, and the other, that it was too common. So the attorneys for Bottega Veneta had to prove that the interlaced pattern was widely recognized by consumers in the marketplace as being the property and the brand of Bottega Veneta. So there's going to be some extra hurdles that you have to clear to use this sort of pattern as a trademark, but it's doable so long as you can prove that it is distinctive and that it's acquired what we like to call secondary meaning. In other words, it's kind of what your outfit, your company is known for. It's acquired secondary meaning in the marketplace so that when consumers see it, they know that it belongs to you. I'm Angela Langlotz. Find me online at TrademarkDoctor.net. I'm also on YouTube at video.TrademarkDoctor.net/YouTube and on Facebook at facebook.com/TrademarkDoctor. Message me any trademark law questions. I'll answer them in a future live.